I want to start a very simple, basic place. How do comebacks start? You're down, let's say, 40-16, and you're in a playoff game. What the hell goes on in, like, the huddle or when you guys are talking? How does it start?
Pat Riley used to always tell us, let's not panic. It starts on the defensive end, and then let's cut it to 10 points. Let's get it to within 10 points, because once we do that, then we can win the game. And sure enough, we used to cut it down, get it to within 10, JB. Then you could see that look on our opponent's face, like we thought we had them, and then we just smash them, like the Spurs did the Clippers.
Yeah, it helps when you have a better team. First, comebacks normally happen with teams that are better than the others.
Yeah, but you want some of those bench situations where you were actually called on to start those comebacks.
Look, teams have a tendency to play the score. Okay, when you get up 20, you get a little lax. Maybe you try things that you don't do in a tight playoff game situation. So you get that. And I'm telling you, when you come back on the road, that was the most fun.
Yeah.
And you always say, how many great Michael Jordan highlights do we see? Is he wearing red? That's their road uniforms. And you do it on the road, and you get the sense of that crowd that you know that they know it's going through their fingers.
Yeah.
And it's the best feeling in the world, because it's you and your guys on the bench, and that's it. And you feel it, and it's so much fun to do it on the road. And you saw it last night, Oklahoma City Thunder. You texted me saying, these people here are fretting big time in Staples as they made that move back.
Well, it was funny, JB, because they made the Staples Center, and I was in there, go quiet.
Yep.
And the more they kept hitting shots, the more confidence that Oklahoma City got, and they were just running their offense. You have to stick to the game plan if you're going to come back. If you try to rush things or get out of character and shoot threes, you're not going to make a comeback. San Antonio showed the Clippers just how a comeback can happen.
Yeah, you don't make a 6-point basket.
Exactly.
Okay? You got to make two threes.
They stayed the course.
Twos are still twos, threes are still threes, and that's exactly what happened. Sometimes it's a blessing to get down early.
I was going to say,
because it gets you. Hey, you got to be focused now. Look, if the Spurs yesterday, they know they're going to win the series. If they were up 6-8, let's say, throughout the first half, I guarantee you the Clippers would have came back and took a lead. But it went the other way, where they knew they had to start playing. They stuck with their system. I mean, Greg Popovich and Tim Duncan and Tony Parker just hanging out on the bench there at halftime, down 10. They were down 24. They're just hanging. They're cool. Don't lose your composure, and that's what great teams do.
You know, when you watch 27-point comeback, we've seen a 24-point. We've seen some crazy comebacks already.
Well, Oklahoma does this. I mean, they trail a lot of games throughout for 3.5 quarters, and then come back in the fourth. And Kevin Durant said last night, he said they learned. Remember last year, they had some big leads on Dallas in the playoffs, and then they lost those games. He said they learned from that situation that a game is never over, no matter how far you're down. And
I want to ask JB about this real quick, because you make fun of sitting on the bench sometimes, but I remember specifically when you were in Sacramento, the bench mob was asked to come in down.
Yeah.
And you guys would start these comebacks. What happens when you're sitting there? You haven't even affected the start of the game, but yet you're asked to come in and make up the deficit.
Well, you have an advantage that you know a team's not going to continue to do what they're doing, okay? You don't see great, huge runs like, well, we did yesterday with San Antonio, 24-0. But a lot of times when your bench comes in, the starters maybe are coming out. So you're getting a different unit in there. They're not playing the same way, so it's an advantage to come in. They're not going to play the same way for 12 minutes. They might do it for an 8-minute stretch, but then you come in and you get different players in there, so it's an advantage for the bench to come in.